Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. With all the stoves we have reviewed here on the channel, in particular remote canister stoves, why would we get excited about reviewing another stove? I mean, if I have to explain that to you, you're watching the wrong video. There's nothing like a good remote canister stove. This type of stove is maybe for people who need either a more powerful stove or people who are a little more safety conscious. That remote nature allows the length of hose to separate the gas canister from the actual stove, and it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. You know, you have these canister stoves that sit right on top of this little bomb, or you've got some of these that have you stuff the butane canister in and it has a little heat shield, and I mean, obviously it's safe, but you do have to be careful. And if you're somebody who worries a lot, a remote canister stove is maybe a little safer and makes you feel a little bit better about things. Maybe even especially if you're using it with kids and stuff like that. I don't think it's something, like I said, to really worry about unless you're cooking for extended periods of time and really building up a lot of heat. A lot of times you're just boiling water for maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes. You're not going to have a major issue. But if you're cooking for a long time, something to think about. So anyway, let's take a look at this stove and see what you guys think. Okay, this is the Odtoland 3800 watt portable camping stove. If you want the exact name, on Amazon we've got the Odtoland 3800 watt portable camping stove, lightweight gas stove, collapsible backpacking stove with EVA box for outdoor camping, cooking, hiking, and picnic. I don't know if this is EVA box, but nonetheless, it's a little carrying case. Dimensions opened up. Let's get it out. A couple things you'll notice. It comes with an adapter for a standard butane, which is nice. It comes with an adapter for propane, which is really nice. A standard little 1 pound propane tanks. It's got the stove, and actually it's got this little stand, which is kind of interesting. Real quick, again, just looking at the carry case, it's pretty throwaway, but it does hold everything. We'll put these aside. You've seen those, but it is nice to note for the price that you get these. We're gonna open this up and then we'll talk a little bit more about the specifics. Here's our fuel hose, little detail of the controller knob. Kind of a weird way to get this open. Took a little while for me to figure it out. You're gonna scissor these. It's tight because it's just still fairly new. Oh. Okay. You're going to scissor all these open like this. It's going to kind of look like that. And then you just pop them in just a little bit and you twist. And then it locks into place. You open these up to lock it into place. Flip it. Lock it into place. Flip it. Lock it in place all around. Just like that, guys. There you go. Pretty cool. I'll show you this here in a second. Dimensions like this are 5.5 by 5.5 by 2.4. Weight is 1.2 pounds or 540 grams. Materials are stainless steel, aluminum. Power is 3,800 watts or roughly 13,000 BTU. You can use, as I said, as far as fuel goes, standard isobutane canister, or with the adapters you can use regular butane or propane. It's nice that it comes with, not only comes with the adapters, but it's also clearly safe to do. Sometimes you don't know, and I never recommend unless we know for sure that you can do it. Hose length is almost 2 feet, 23.6 inches, which is really nice. That's 60 centimeters. Made in China, costs $25, which I think is pretty reasonable. Now, as you can see, it's got a pretty big span here. Let me tell you guys exactly what the span is. And I'm going to be super nice and tell you it's just over 4¼ inches, or wait for it, 110 millimeters. So 110 millimeters, 4¼ inches roughly. So it has to be at least that big, which is going to eliminate a lot of pots, like standard 750 milliliter pots. So it comes with this little stand, which actually is very, very nice. I mean, you rather it not have to have this accessory, but as you can see, all of a sudden, you can put something that is, I'll go the opposite this time. Oop, sorry. As y'all imagine, you can't see as well when you get older. 32 millimeters roughly, or 1¼ inches. So a much, much smaller pot can fit on here. We talked, some of the highlights, we talked about how long the hose is, the adapters. It does have a built-in piezo igniter. You can see it right here. Okay. It has kind of a corrosion resistant black coating. They say it's corrosion resistant, and it does come with that carrying case. It's pretty powerful, 13,000 BTU. Should get water to a boil pretty quickly. I'm going to take this thing outside, and I'm going to show you guys the flame pattern in detail, show you the control of the flame, and then we're going to do a standard 2-cup boil test with isobutane. I'm not going to do isobutane, propane, and butane. I've done that in other videos. They're usually very, very similar as far as speed and to boil and how much gas you actually use. They're very similar. Usually propane is probably the fastest, but isobutane is usually right behind that or the same. Anyway, let's go ahead and take this outside, show you guys the flame pattern. Then we'll boil some water and talk pros and cons. As a quick review, 3 minutes, 17 seconds to get 2 cups of water to a boil with an impressive 15 grams of fuel used. This thing uses a lot of fuel. As always, let's talk pros and cons. We're going to start with the pros. It's very powerful, very sturdy. You really feel like it's a sturdy base. It's not going to go anywhere at all. Along with that sturdiness comes a very good weight capacity. Like I talked about, it's almost a 2-foot hose, so that distance between the canister and the stove is very nice. It's got a built-in piezo igniter. The cost is very reasonable. And the carrying case, although not robust or great, it is adequate and it holds everything in together. The other thing to remember, which I forgot to list, is that it has that little stand that goes on top, and that really helps you utilize pretty much any diameter pot that you might want to use. As far as cons go, it is pretty heavy. Now that's pretty normal for remote canister stoves, so it's not necessarily a surprise, and you frequently won't be taking these types of stoves out on trail with you, so not the biggest deal, but it is a pretty heavy stove. It's also not my favorite control knob. When you have control knobs, the thing you want to think about is when you use a lot of stoves, you realize, look, you're out, it's freezing, you've got big gloves on, you need to turn this little bitty knob. If you have kind of one of those big wire ones, you can easily grab it with any glove and not have any problems. But something like this, you're gonna have to take the glove off, you're gonna have to use your hands. If it's really, really cold, could be a bummer. So where do I stand on this stove? I mean, look guys, you see it. It's a beautiful stove, a great fit and finish. The flame pattern is awesome. The power is amazing. The cost is great. It's just another great example of a pretty inexpensive but very high quality, very useful remote canister stove. The boil performance is basically exactly what you would think. It does use a little bit more fuel than you would think, but I think that's because it's so big and puts out so much gas through that burner. It's hard to, look, if you want something that's big and bad and powerful, you're going to expect a little bit of fuel usage. I think what I'm most impressed with is just the quality feel of the product and that beautiful blue flame. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Is this the kind of stove you would like? Are you glad I reviewed it? Is there another remote canister stove that I haven't reviewed that you'd like to see me review? Go ahead, do me a favor, feed my problem. Tell me what stoves I need to pick up next. Just don't tell anybody in my house. I mean, can you beat this stove for 25 bucks? I do not think that you can. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I have an entire playlist on stoves, probably 220 videos on stoves now, all kinds of stoves. Do me a favor, guys, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up down below, and most importantly, subscribe for me. I know a lot of you guys through the analytics, I see that you do not, or you are not subscribed. So if you like these videos, if you don't want to miss any videos with upcoming stove reviews, make sure you subscribe down below. As always, guys, I really appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Stay tuned for more videos soon.